Hello boys, welcome to Football Manager 14, starring me as centre half and starring you guys, because this is the series. Oh, I'm going to stop that accent immediately. Every time I try and do an accent it fails, doesn't it? But yeah, this series stars you guys. This is the series where you guys make every decision at the end of the episode. I will throw out a huge decision for this club. This club's going to be run by all of us as a subscriber base, and if you haven't seen the last episode, I put it out there and you guys had to come up with a team, and I decided to go with a British Dynamite because of the effort, basically. He went to so much effort, he wrote all this, and I've tried to make it as close to this as possible. Some stuff I couldn't do exactly, I'm sure I probably could have done, but I'm not that smart. And I've made this London Town FC. There are so many good suggestions as well. Above the Heavens. I'm sad I couldn't use yours as well. I was tempted to mix them up a bit, but I decided not to, I'm afraid. But that is Above the Heavens even got an image for me. He made badges for me. But British Dynamite went into so much detail. Let's start off with the history. The club was founded in 1945 by Sir Winston Churchill to celebrate victory in World War II. The club won absolutely no trophies since being established and has never been any cup finals, and this is the first season in the Premier League. And it sounds a bit weird because we've got no players. I'm going to sort of do it so, let's say, so it makes sense that the fans, you guys are the fans, this club is run by the fans. The fans bought it out, they put in so much money because there's a group of the most loyal and passionate supporters in the world, and they put so much money in so that this club can compete in the Premier League. They bought out Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are gone from the Premier League. London Town now. Chairwoman, Her Majesty the Queen. Let's have a look at what is made, starting off with the kits. Let's start off with the names actually. Club name London Town FC. And here it is. We've got absolutely no players. We've got a bunch of rubbish regens. Not even worth signing any of them, I'd say. Maybe there's a few there we could sign. I'm not too sure. But we've got nothing. Let's have a look at the kit. It's all designed by Mike. As you can see, there's the home kit. It's gone for the English St George's crest. It's a very English team, this one. Sorry if you're not English. Hopefully you still enjoy the series. But I like domestic. I like keeping it domestic. If I was managing in Spain, I'd love to keep it very Spanish. If I was managing in Italy, I'd love to keep it very Italian. That's just where I go. And it works a lot on Football Manager. Football Manager loves domestic loyalty. There's the away kit. Blue, red and white. And then the third kit I think is quite nice actually. White, red and yellow stripes. Very beautiful. And we have got 200 million pounds and a wage budget of 3 million. We can adjust that a couple of ways as well. Reduce the wage budget a bit, get a couple more million. Nothing major there. Oh, I can't get it back to where it was now. Oh no. But there we go. There's the club. We've got no staff really. We've got a few regen staff. We've got a decent assistant manager. I like the look of him. Probably keep him. The head of youth development is insane. We are definitely keeping this guy, I think, boys. What do you reckon? Remember, all decisions go through you. Coaches, we've got a couple of rubbish ones. I think we should just keep the coaches. But what I want to know from you as well this episode, leave it in the comments. Give me some staff. We really need some staff. I don't know how many we're allowed. We're allowed a lot. We're allowed a lot of staff. 12 scouts. A lot of other London staff. We need staff. We've got an assistant manager. Maybe if there's some better options, let me know. Coaches and scouts is really what we need. Some youth scouts, maybe youth staff as well. Maybe not too many because I don't think we're going to have much money to go out and buy a whole youth system yet. We're going to have to wait until the regens come through. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a very, very tough one. So we're in the Premier League. But the main decision to make this episode... The manager's Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt, by the way. Mike Hunt. Make sure you've pronounced that rightly. Mike Hunt. Not killing that joke there, am I? His tactics. That's the one thing we really need to establish. Before we go out and buy any players, we have to come to a decision on tactics. So yet again, leave it in the comments what tactics you think we should play. I'll give you a few examples. One I play with the most on Football Manager is Barcelona's tiki-taka 4-5-1, 4-3-3 sort of style. It's like this. You've got a false 9 here who just drops in the hole. You've got 2 attacking wingers, and you've got just a very creative midfield, very an attacking defence as well. Very good on their feet defence. We can go there. There's a lot of tactics. I'll show you the main ones. Go for a defensive 4-1-4-1. I've done this with my St Johnston save. If you've seen that one very long back in the day, if you remember that, you are a legend subscriber. It worked very, very well, especially if you're going to be struggling in the league. But I don't know whether we should be aiming for top 4 or to survive, or maybe even to win it. 200 million. What can we do with that? It's going to be the next big decision. But we've got to get all the basics sorted first. Tactics is the main one. Or we can go something completely new to England. We've seen Steve Bruce try and play it a bit as well. Actually, it's the Italian 5 at the back, sort of wing backs, 3 midfielders and 2 up front. Sometimes you can play it like that. It's a bit more attacking. That's sort of the Italian style. You see teams like Juventus play like that. Sometimes you can drop 2 midfielders like that. There's a lot you can do with this style. It's very defensive, but very great on the counter. So let me know if you want to play tiki-taka. You probably want to go for the 4-5-1. We could just go for a very basic Fergie style. It does work well in the game. Don't diss it. 4-4-2 with a striker that just drops deep and wins the balls and connects the midfield to the striker. It works very well. You've got 2 midfielders, central midfielders that can defend and create. It's all going to come. The tactics is going to define what players we've signed. So it's important we establish this first. And there's a lot of stuff we can do. You can go for the sort of French style 4-2-3-1 with 2 very defensive midfielders. Maybe it's Portuguese style, sort of bit more attacking midfielders. There's a lot of options, guys. You know it all. Leave it in the tactics. I think I've covered the main ones. We don't want to do anything too difficult. The 4-1-2-1-2, the 4-4-2 diamond, you might also know, works awfully on this game. Try and avoid that one unless you really want a challenge, but it's going to be very hard. Leave in the comments your suggested tactics. Upvotes ones you agree with. Ones with the most upvotes, if there's not that many upvotes, ones that I think's the best decision, someone that explains it in most detail or gets the most explanation behind their reasoning will get picked. So tactics and staff is the key for this episode. Quickly look at the facilities as well. I want to quickly show you the facilities of this club. We're going to be playing at a 140,000 all-seater capacity stadium called the River Thames Arena. Our youth stadium and training ground is called Hackney Marshes, which is alright. It's a small stadium in Hackney, south of London, I believe that is. Is it? No, north of London. I don't know. I should know. I'm a London boy myself. I've got a few friends from Hackney. I'm pretty sure it's north of London. Yeah, I think we've covered everything there. Before we go on to any players, don't say any players yet. Tactics. That is what we've got to establish. Get that sorted in the next couple of days, and we'll start signing players. And also very, very important, priorities. So, if you say your tactic you want to play with is, let's just do the 4-4-2 diamond, even though I hate it. You've got to say what position you think is the priorities. What position do we have to focus on first? Where we've got to spend the most money. You might say, well, if you're playing 4-4-2 diamond, you have to have a very good defensive midfielder. And that's the first player we'll sign. That's where we'll spend big money. You might say we need to prioritise centre-backs or the goalkeeper. We need a decent striker. That's our priority. So let me know what sort of positions we've got to prioritise as well. The comments with the most upvotes or the most explanation, whatever, I will pick for the next episode. We'll have this club. We'll have a plan for this club, and then we'll dive into the transfer market. So, for this episode, to summarise, tactics, staff, and position priorities. What do we need to prioritise in the transfer market? I think I've covered it. If there's anything else you need to know, if I've missed anything, let me know. I hope British Dynamite, I hope you're happy with the club I've created. I've tried to make it as close as possible to how you described. Let's try and win the league. Let me know your aims as well. Where should we try and aim for this season? We predicted 20th, so we can't do much worse than that. I'll see you later, boys. Get commenting. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.